Hey guys, this is the Prince That Knew Nothing. That's a little play on words with the whole you know nothing Jon Snow and the Prince That Was Promised. Yeah, I'm kind of new to this whole doing YouTube videos things, especially when it comes to doing videos about Game of Thrones and The Song of Ice and Fire. I thought I'd give it a crack. Kind of didn't want to do it before, just because there was so many awesome videos out there, and I didn't want to step on any toes. There's some really good stuff out there. But there was one topic that I felt that hadn't been covered yet, especially not by any YouTubers. Um, I must warn before we continue that there's major spoilers here. If you haven't read the books yet, for show watchers, there's not really any spoilers because I don't think it's going to get covered in the show. Um, yeah, so um, so I actually believe that um, the song that Rhaegar sings at Harrenhal is Jenny's song. Jenny's song is the song that the Ghost of High Heart asked to be sung to her when the Brotherhood without Banners come and visit. Um, I actually believe that it's the same song. And Rhaegar also sings a song at Casterly Rock when he visits there with his father, and the Lannisters think that it's going to be announced that Rhaegar is to marry Cersei. Of course, that doesn't happen. And Rhaegar actually, he also sings at Griffin's Roost when he goes to visit the lands of his good friend John Connington, and again at Casterly Rock and Griffin's Roost, he makes people cry with his song. You know, it's that beautiful and that sad that people actually cry. And that got me thinking. You know, he went to go visit Summerhall a lot. He spent a lot of time there alone. Also, just him and his harp supposedly. And he, according to Barristan Selmy, he would sing of twilights and the death of kings. And that got me thinking, so the death of kings, which kings died that were significant to Rhaegar, and that there was Aegon the Fifth, Aegon the Unlikely, who actually organised the whole Summerhall thing, where he was trying to birth dragons, and in a way, yeah, he did birth a dragon. Rhaegar was born in the midst of Summerhall, and also Aegon's heir died. I think it was Jaehaerys. So that's two kings that actually died at Summerhall, depending on how you look at it. And I also believe that maybe he was singing about the death of kings to come. So he was talking about the whole thing with the White Walkers coming, and essentially death was coming for all. Um, not just Westeros, but in ASOS too. Um, I believe that the song he sings is actually the song of Ice and Fire, and I believe that's actually Jenny's song. I believe that he's singing about Summerhall, the tragedy of Summerhall, the death it caused, trying to create the birth of dragons. I believe he's singing about the prince that was promised in Azor Ahai. And I believe that he's singing about, Ice and Fire essentially. That um, I think in this series we know that a song can be a story. So I think that his song is a story, and it's talking about um, how death is coming for everyone, but at the end maybe there is some light at the end. Um, and I believe it's Jenny's song, because I've got this idea that the Ghost of High Heart, which I'm sure a lot of people now agree that she was the Woods Witch that prophesied that the prince that was promised would be born from the line of Aerys and Rhaella. I believe that they're the same person, and I believe that she actually spent a lot of time at Summerhall in the aftermath of it, and I believe that Rhaegar actually met her there, and that she's part of the reason why he continued to go and why he chose to go alone. I mean, he was a bit of a loner anyway. He likes to spend a lot of time on his own. Um, but I do believe that she was part of the reason why he kept going, and I believe that she. I mean, we know that she gives visions, and I believe that she had a vision that he wasn't actually the promised prince like he thought he was, and that it would actually be his son, um, and I believe that she's a massive part of the reason why he he eloped with Lyanna Stark. I believe they got married. I don't believe John's actually a bastard, um, but I do believe that she was the reason, and she told him that he had to marry, or he had to have a son of both ice and fire. Um, yeah, and I think that I think she heard him singing, and she wanted a song for Jenny, and I think that's the song that he came up with. Um, I think he's telling a story. He's telling a full story of kind of what happened. The beginning, the middle, and the end of. And I think he's talking about the prince that was promised. Yeah. I don't think I've actually missed anything out there. Um, I think I've actually got something written down. If you just bear with me, I will check. Yeah, I think I've actually covered everything. Yeah. So I think that's about it really. So thanks for watching. I'd like to hear any feedback, any thoughts, any ideas. If you feel like they've got some tinfoil on and this is a complete crackpot theory, or if you agree, yeah, please let me know. Yeah, like I said, I'm not actually sure yet if I'm going to do any more videos. I did have a few ideas. I was going to do a video about Quaithe and who I think she is. I was going to do a video about Ashara Dayne, um, about dragon visions, and I was going to do one about the visions in the House of the Undying. But I mean, yeah, please let me know what you think, and maybe I will do another video. So thanks for watching. Big shout out from the UK, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks a lot.